What's going on, everybody? I'm Primalliquid, and for the 9th time I show how insane and committed to the grind I really am. That, or I need professional help. I don't know, it's one or the other. This time with added rage and annoyance, because a few clips from this corrupted, so in order to make this video I had to do it all twice, which is the reason for it being a month late. Yay! Now, Final Fantasy X-2, a game about Charlie's Angels playing dress up. Features quite a lot of different mechanics compared to your normal RPG, some of which we can abuse and others designed to abuse us until we get strong enough to abuse them back. A game known for having little in terms of true difficulty, with no real excellent grinding spots before Chapter 5. The problem though is, Chapter 5 is the last chapter of the game. Now, for people like us, this is simply too late. We like being overpowered early so we can laugh our way through the game. And how much earlier can you get than just after the tutorial? Well, how about we see just how overpowered you can get in Final Fantasy X-2 in Chapter 1, shall we? Before that though guys, I do just want to say these videos take an extremely long time to make. This one especially, since I had to do it twice. So if I could ask you guys to hit that like button and comment, because it helps out so much with the failing YouTube algorithm. For the comment, let me know what you think I'm going to show off in this video. Of course, there's our Discord server down below in the description as well, you should totally join. Now, with that out of the way, let's begin, shall we? And by that, I mean begin the grind as soon as the game starts. Come on guys, did you seriously expect anything else from somebody like me? During the tutorial, Riku and Pain chase LeBlanc dressed up as Yuna. During this part, the battles just end after you win, but you do still earn EXP, Gil, and AP. Now, how about we abuse these early fights? Basically, simply proceed into the next screen and go to the dock to find Yuna in her Moogle costume. Interacting with her causes her to fully heal your party, and while you're standing around there, enemies will still come and initiate a battle, meaning you can infinitely farm and heal here as much as you want. If you have a turbo controller, you can use macros on a PC. Likewise, you can use remote play on a PC to macro on a PS4 version, if you don't have a turbo controller. Now, simply stand next to Yuna and macro X to be spammed. This way you will automatically attack every turn, and outside a fight you will fully heal, giving you an easy and early automated grind, which is going to make some things easier later. For now though, do this as long as you want. It doesn't really matter. Think of it as being like the Sin Scale grind for the SS Leaky for FF10. One thing to note here though is eventually the mobs will start spawning slower. When this happens, simply go back one screen and then back again to Yuna to effectively reset the spawn rate. After you beat Ormi, Logos and LeBlanc, you gain your EXP. This is from about an hour of grinding with ×4 speed on the PC version. So not a big grind, but enough to speed up the later process for what we want. As an added bonus, Riku and Pain learned all of their warrior and thief abilities. Next up, proceed through the game doing the mission at Gagazet, and then the one at Besaid. Upon doing Besaid, you gain the White Mage Dress Sphere, which is what we were after. On a side note, take a look at this lovely glitch I came across with Lulu's hair. It's no wonder Waka disappears, that will poke an eye out for sure. Now with that done, it's time we do what everybody expected. Creature capture. We're going to do this with a twist though. Most people think the best team in Chapter 1 is Tomberry, Chocobo and an Elemental. Now, for a normal playthrough, that is correct. For a team we're going to absolutely break like hell, it's only kinda correct. For now, capture a Tomberry from Mushroom Rock with a small sphere, a Dive Beak and Chocobo from Me and High Road, both with small spheres, and a Killer Hound from Beaconal with a small sphere. Also an Elemental. I prefer Red Elemental from Killiker with a small sphere, and last but not least, a Flak Python and Recoil from Guadosalam with small spheres. Now, these 8 monsters we're going to use quite a bit. Firstly though, make a team with Tonberry, Red Elemental and Chocobo. Then give Red Elemental White Mage and use Thief for Chocobo and Tonberry. This way our Red Elemental is our healer and we can steal a bunch of items. Next, do the Standard Cup tournament. If you do the grind with Requiem Pain early on, your monsters should be about level 10, which shouldn't make this cup too hard. You can go to 5-star mode if you want to deal more damage, and likewise you can lower down to 1 star if you are taking too much damage. Simply keep going until you win the tournament. Doing this will give you the Psychic Dress Sphere. Go ahead and set this on a garment grid for later. For now, simply keep doing the tournament until you win 3 times. This gives you access to the Standard Cup Hard tournament. Once you have it, then keep doing that. Don't worry if you can't win. All we want right now is to come up against the Black Chandelier team. And again, you don't need to win that either. You just have to get into a fight with them and it will unlock in the Battle Simulator. It's also possible to run into another team called Halbreeders, but in this tournament that is extremely rare, so don't worry if you don't come across them here. If you win before you come across either team, don't sweat it too much because you unlock the Grand Cup, and both the teams we want to appear in that one more often, so you can simply keep doing either cup until you get both teams. Now, with Black Chandelier unlocked, change all 3 of your monsters to the Psychic Dress Sphere we got earlier, and remove any fluff abilities like Magic Up from your Elemental. And then go to Battle Simulator and fight the Black Chandelier, which is a Dark Elemental. The good news is, Telekinesis, the ability we gain from a Psychic Dress Sphere, one-shots it for 670 easy EXP, or 852 if it oversouls, and Telekinesis is based on the level difference of you and the Dark Elemental, so after around level 12, it pretty much always hits. Do this to level up until you can complete the Grand Cup. Once you beat Grand Cup Tournament 3 times, you unlock Grand Cup Hard, and this is where things get real RNG based. Aside from the fact that teams here are pretty strong, there's 2 which are just downright evil. Tonberry the Ripper and Shady Duo. We have absolutely no chance of beating these normally unless you're at a high level, in which case you can use Telekinesis on Shady Duo and hope it works before they get Ultima off. The Mega Tonberry though, yeah, that's just an instant loss. Nothing we can do about that one for now. Right now though, the goal is to unlock the team Halbreeders, and this is the tournament they appear in most frequently. What I suggest doing is loading the tournament and looking at the ladder. If Halbreeders is going to come up against Shady Duo or the Tonberry before you, then in your next fight just reduce to 0 stars and make your monsters escape so you can restart the tournament faster in the hopes of you being able to come against them. Once you have them, it's time for a super grind. Before that though, let's get a really good item, shall we? Put Killer Hound in your team, then level it up 5 times by fighting Black Chandelier. Once that's done, head over to Creature History and release it. Don't worry, you can skip the cutscene. Afterwards, go place a medium sphere in Zanarkand to catch the YS-LZ0. Again, level it up on Black Chandelier 5 times, and again release it. You can skip this cutscene as well. Next up, place a large sphere in the Thunder Plains in order to get Machina Panzer, and you might have guessed it, level it up 5 times and release it. This time, however, make sure to watch the cutscene. Doing so will reward you with an adamantine, an amazing accessory that gives you auto wall, aka protect and shell, along with a massive 100 extra defense and magic defense. The downside is it reduces your speed to a crawl, but it's a trade-off we're going to need for the later cups. Anywho, now continue grinding Black Chandelier until you can beat the Halbreeders team. Once you have that team on farm, level up all the way to about 60 or 70. At those levels, you can absolutely get some wins in the Hard Grand Cup. And because we're using a Chocobo, that means we can fight the Wild Bird team there to unlock the Chocobo Cup. Also, win Grand Cup Hard a total of 6 times to unlock the Youth League Cup. We don't stand a chance of winning that just yet though, we need to prepare first. So go ahead and do the cup a few times to unlock new people to fight in the simulator. Once that's done, it's time to power up so we can actually win the Youth League. Firstly, go kill the Humbaba Behemoth in the simulator, because when that dies it counters with Meteor, and because your Chocobo is a nice high level, it will learn the Meteor ability, giving us a massive increase in damage. Change your garment grid to Abominable for a ribbon effect, and to get rid of that useless Isuno ability. Use Mega Phoenixes and Mega Potions to teach your monsters Full Life and White Wind. Equip the Red Elemental with the Adamantite we got earlier, and now go grind the Chocobo Cup for the winning prizes. You can get Regal Crowns, Champion Belts, Rabbit's Foot and Minerva's Plate, and we want them all. Ideally though, get multiple of each of Regal Crowns and Rabbit's Foot. Then use a Regal Crown on both Tomberry and Chocobo to teach them Darkness. Finally, equip Adamantite and Minerva's Plate to your Elemental. For your Chocobo and Tomberry, give them crystal bangles and Rabbit's Foot each. Now, just remove any useless abilities and your team should look a little something like this. Now, this isn't a bad team by any means. In fact, it's strong enough to complete the game. Does that mean we're done? Of course not, silly! This is still weak. Now, let's go farm the No Mercy fight, aka Machina Panzer. Each time you kill him, he drops Crystal Bangles. An item when fed to monsters permanently increases their health. Now, I'm sure you already know where I'm going with this. We're going to farm all the way to max health. While doing this though, I suggest taking off the Minerva's Plate so your Elemental still gains EXP. As at this point, you'll probably hit level 80, or at the very least be close to it. Now, we can go get a few more abilities like Ultimate and Flare. So, because we've unlocked Youth League and already done a few fights in there to unlock them in the simulator, let's start off with my all-time best friend, Alma. Now, I hold a grudge for what she did to me in my modded run of 10, so now it's payback time. Murder her about 8,000 times to get 60 Supreme Gems, which are a rare drop. The other 7,800-ish times are just for fun though. You can also get these as a rare steal from Lucille, but she didn't murder me, so she's safe. Next up, kill Yaibel a few times to get his rare drop. 2 Black Tomes, which teach Turbo Black Magic. And finally, get Lulu's rare drop, a Black Law, which teaches Flare. So now teach Flare, Turbo Black Magic and Ultimate to Red Elemental. And with that, let's go crush the Youth League. Now, honestly, this is rather overkill for the Youth League, but hey, some of these teams get cheap very easily. Now, for your first Youth League win, you get the Mascot Dress Sphere, which is normally an amazing dress sphere, but right now it's kinda pointless for us given how much we grinded. Now, we continue to farm the league hundreds of times over to win the prizes like Tetra Bracelets, Defense Braces, Speed Braces, and the one we need hundreds of, smooth shalings. Make no mistake, this grind is going to take a very long time. You see, these items give us Tetra Eater, Auto Wall, Auto Haste, and last but not least, Smooth Shaling increases all stats by 5. So, let's get farming, shall we? At least this gets faster because we get stronger. I do suggest giving everybody auto haste as well from the speed braces. I also take White Wind and Full Life off of my red elemental here. As the grind continues, you'll for sure hit level 99. Go ahead and teach your monsters auto wall as well if you want. Just ignore Tetra Eater though, it's rather pointless to be honest. Now, I don't only do this for my Chocobo, Elemental and Tonberry. They're just my go-to at first because it's easier to farm with them. Our final party will actually be the Divebeak, Flag Python and Recoil monsters. So let's give them all auto haste and auto wall and stuff them to the brim with smooth shalings as well. Once that's all done, the only thing left now is to max out their HP and MP, because since we come this far, why not? For MP, we want Mana Tonics, which we get from Shady Duo, who is now an absolute joke, who gets one shot regardless of what ability we use. When grinding Crystal Bangles though, change your party to the Flag Python, Recoil and Divebeak to level them up while grinding. Also, once Divebeak learns Quick Attack, do not remove it at all. As for the setup, give them the Abominable Grid with the Thief Dress Sphere. With max stats, even at a low level, they will still easily crush the Machina and take almost 0 damage. So why do we use these monsters? Simple actually. Quick Attack on Divebeak and Full Auto on both snakes is an extremely easy 99 chain, which increases damage. The only shame is we don't have break damage limit, nor an endgame boss like Tremor, Almighty Shinra, or Major for me to show off just how broken we actually are. So how about we settle with Mega Tonberry? You know that guy who murdered us countless times before? Before that though, this is my final setup of monsters and abilities. The main team will be the 2 snakes and Divebeak. The red elemental will be my magic user for later tournaments, and Chocobo is in case I want to go back to the Chocobo Cup. Tonberry is completely useless now though. And there we go guys. Fresh out of the tutorial, only 2 story missions done, so I guess about 30 minutes into the actual story, and we have 6 monsters, all with max stats, extremely strong abilities and auto abilities, tons of good accessories, and because of how long the grind took, pretty much 99 of everything, and we're strong enough to fight literally anything in the game, including major numeros, and of course crush them all while we're at it. And all it took was 174 hours and 13 minutes. Although, like I said at the very start, I had to do this grind twice because I'm an idiot and didn't make multiple saves, so for me to get the clips I needed again, I had to do it all over from scratch. So I guess realistically, it took me closer to 350 to 400 hours in total. Why do these overpowered videos seem to be taking much longer the more we do them? I'm kind of worried about the next one now, to be honest. Anyway, everybody, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you've enjoyed. If you did, then please be sure to hit that like button and leave a comment down below. Let me know what your favorite moment was, and did anything in this video surprise you? Did you think we could get so broken so early? And of course, if you are new to the channel, then hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my insane grinds. Also, be sure to check out my socials and Twitch linked in the description, along with the link to our Discord server, which you should absolutely join and call me crazy for these grinds. And of course, if you want to help support the channel, then consider becoming a Patreon supporter or a YouTube member by clicking join just below the video, since YouTube is on a mad dash at the moment demonetizing way too many of my videos. Anyway everybody, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all soon.